Hey guys, it's Rachel. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to my brand new series called Retail versus Resale, where I'm going to go through Taylor Swift merchandise and tell you what the original retail price was and what the resale price is right now. Now, this is fascinating to me because I have been seriously collecting Taylor Swift merchandise ever since the original Speak Now era back in 2010. And so it has been quite the journey, okay? Of collecting, and I love collecting Taylor Swift merchandise, and I cannot believe how much prices have skyrocketed, okay, over the years, the value of different items. So the way this is going to work and the way that it's going to be a series is I cannot physically show you in one video all of my Taylor Swift merch collection. So what I'm gonna do is I'm pulling a piece from every single era, and then since there's only 11 eras, the last two spots, we're going to show you 13 retail versus resale in this video. But the last two spots, 12 and 13, are going to be, it could be Christmas merch, it could be graduation merch. Yes, you heard me right. Taylor Swift has graduation merch. It could be a Taylor's version merch. It could be Eras Tour, just a miscellaneous category that's not one of the main eras. So I am so freaking excited to do this. I am fascinated. Like I said, I'm constantly always looking at Taylor items, and this sparked me because I was looking at some of my like ISOs and I said, oh my god, look at the price on these. And then I started going back through my merch orders and I said to myself, I paid $8 for that and now it's what price? That is crazy. So this is my fun way of deciding to kind of just be like, oh my god, it's so crazy while I was doing this to see what like skyrocketed and what kind of, there was one that actually went down in value. So it's very interesting. We're gonna start off very strong with the debut era piece being the Love 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 brown bracelet, the leather bracelet. If you know, you know, because back in the early Swiftie days, okay, there was an instruction video that if there was a Apple Music replay for YouTube, you know, like a what did you watch most, it would be that instruction video of how to put this leather bracelet on, okay? Okay, because way back, I was sent a black Fearless one in a merch package and then also a purple Speak Now one, and I studied how to put on this leather bracelet, okay? Okay, look, it's not the easiest, but I was actually gifted this by my best friend, Emma. How that came about is I had wanted this for years. I had never been able to find it online for an affordable price, which you guys will see. I'll get to this in a second. And so I was dressing as debut Taylor for the Eras Tour, and Emma had the Love 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 bracelet, and she said, I'm gonna send this to you so you can wear it with your outfit for debut, because like obviously you have to, right? And she was like, I got it, and she was like, don't worry about giving it back, like it's yours now. So that is like the kindest thing ever, first of all, and it's so cherished by me. And so yeah, I could not thank her enough for this, and so that is how I ended up with this. But the leather bracelet is definitely a treat to try and put on, okay? Still to this day, I'm not skilled at it. In Nashville, I tried my very best. Okay, so with the help of tsmerch.tumblr.com, this one is at $9.99 retail value. Resale value, based on my studies on Mercari and eBay, are $200 to $300. And yes, you heard me right. I could not believe my eyes, and it came into fruition why I didn't have this merch piece in my possession, because it was something that I had wanted for a while. But $200 to $300 on a leather bracelet that was $9.99 when it hit the site way back in the day, that's insanity. Okay, that is insane to me. Insane. Went from $10, rounding from $9.99, to $200 to $300 for this bracelet. For this bracelet. Now, I value all of my Taylor merch. It has so much sentimental value. more than monetarily. Like, I don't even, the thing is, it's fascinating to me to do this because I don't even think of my merch in a monetary value. I think of it as sentimental value. I always, always, always have, okay? It brings back a feeling, it brings back the era, it makes me reflect on the era. There's so many like different aspects why different pieces mean the world to me, or maybe it's a picture, or maybe it's, oh, I remember watching the instruction video that Taylor put out herself, putting a leather bracelet on, and I wanted the OG one. But anyways, isn't that crazy? Moving on to Fearless. This is the Fearless blue Tea Party tee that was sold at the Fearless Tour. Here's the Fearless Tour cities. And I wanted this shirt for the longest time because this was one of my all-time, and still is one of my all-time favorite pictures of Taylor. I love this picture of Taylor. I loved everything about this shirt, and I hunted, I believe it was on Mercari, many, many years ago, and I was able to find it. This was sold at the Fearless Tour for $25. And how did I find that out? I Googled Taylor Swift merch booth at her tours, and I scrolled and scrolled and scrolled past Era's posts, and then I was able to find a tiny picture of the Fearless Tour merch stand, and it was $25. This now goes for $120 or $150. And it's not even like a hoodie. It is a t-shirt, okay? That is so crazy to me. I don't remember what I paid for it. I think I paid maybe around $50 for this shirt, but over $100 is nuts, okay? It's very cute, okay? But guys, are we so for real right now? But this is what it looks like. $25 to $120 to $150. Like I said, I'm ranging that based on my findings on Mercari and eBay and what they've sold for. Next era we have Speak Now, and this is the 2011 collectible Speak Now lapel pin set of 4. I got this off her site for $9.99. You're gonna scream, okay? Here's the pins, okay? These have sold right now for $225. For, guys, like I think I got this at the Speak Now World Tour, now that I'm really thinking about it. I'm pretty sure that this was at the merch stand at the Speak Now World Tour, because they used to have, like, in the front, and they still do for some shows, for some tours, they have like a glass case in front with little knickknacks, and I believe that was one of like the little knickknacks that they were selling at the Speak Now World Tour. I think they sold this at the Speak Now World Tour, and it dawned on me because it says Speak Now World Tour 2011. So $9.99 at the Speak Now World Tour merch stand to $225 selling on Mercari now is astronomical. It just, oh my God, okay? I cannot say that enough. Oh my God. Moving on, we have the red photo book. Now this is a collectible photo book. If I could hold it the right way, that would be nice. I got this at the Red Tour, and the reason they were selling these at my first Red Tour show in Columbia, South Carolina is they did not have a Red Tour book yet because it was early in the tour. So they were selling this at the merch stand instead for $49.99, and it has a bunch of pictures, okay? Like the red photo shoot. It's gorgeous. Like, this is a gorgeous book, okay? $49.99 at the Red Tour merch stand. This now sells for $230 to $280. Excuse me. Like, I'm sorry. This really is mind-blowing to me because, again, I don't think about it in this way ever. But when I look up merch pieces and I see these prices, my jaw hits the ground. Like, that is so crazy to me. Oh my God. Okay. Next up, we have the 1989 album cover seagull sweater. Now, this is a replica of the exact one that Taylor was wearing on the original 1989 cover back in 2014, and it was sold on her site for $59.89. And how did I figure this one out? How did I figure this one out? This one was figured out by, what was it? What's that website? It's the Internet Archive, okay? Way back when or something like that. Wayback Machine. $59.89. And now it is on eBay and has been sold on Mercari for $300. That is 240-ish increase in value. I'm glad I grabbed it when I did. Okay. See, this is why, honestly, when merch comes out, I can justify it because I know that the resale price is going to shoot all the way up. Like, I know this because I've seen, like, the prices in Facebook groups and all, and it's just astronomical. And doing this exercise, I'm so mind blown. So if I see something that I like, I don't feel bad grabbing it because, number one, I save specifically for Taylor. And number two, I know that if I want it later on, it might not come back in stock. Or number two, the resale is going to be unreachable and unattainable for me to ever purchase it and have it in my collection. Okay, we are on Reputation. And the one that I decided to show you guys, the merch item of choice for this video to represent the Reputation era, is the Reputation Lenticular poster. Lenticular poster. I hope I said that right. That is not a word I say very often. But it looks like this, and it is perfect to me. I remember when this came out, I said to myself, because I bought it with some other items, I said, ooh, do I really like need that? Because I was already placing a sizable order, and I dug through my merch orders to find this in my order history. That's how I found the original price for this one. And I said, thank God I did, okay? Taylor looks so cutie pie, and it has the newspaper around it, and then it says at the bottom, and in the death of her reputation, she felt truly alive. And I just think with this photo, it's literally so perfect. I love it so much. It is just, this picture of Taylor is everything. I paid $34 for this off Taylor Swift's site. This now sells for $350 to $405 resale. And I'm just clenching to everything, like, oh my God, never leave my eyesight, never leave it. Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, I love this, do not get me wrong, but thank God again I grabbed it when I did back in the Reputation era. Thank God little me, who was earning money, you know, in the summer, I said, you know what? I'm gonna buy it. Thank God I did, because it is literally so pretty to me. I love it so freaking much, but I would not pay $405 for that. The next one, I wanted to show you guys this, and I promise you I have scoured every inch of the internet for the resale price. Meaning eBay, Mercari, Facebook groups. I looked this up on Twitter. I did everything under the sun that I could do to find this shirt for a resale price. The only one that I found was for $20 on Mercari. However, I know that that is not the case, and that is not the resale price, because everything else in this collection is about $150 to $300 resale. I could not even find this exact shirt for resale, and if one of you comes across it, let me know actually. But I was gonna choose another lover piece to represent this video, but I wanted to like put it in here and have it represent the lover era, because I cannot even find this online. I cannot even find anybody selling this online. Not even like a sold 3 years ago post. The only one, like I said, was that $20 one, and I'm sure somebody snatched it up just like that, but that's not the resale value. Okay, I bought this shirt off Taylor's site when the Archer dropped for $24.50, and I found it again digging through my order history. It is the marbled track 5. I've been the Archer, I've been the Prey. It is one of my favorite Taylor shirts. It is so gorgeous, but the sister shirt to this, the crew neck with the same design, sells for about $100 to $200 resale. I don't even know what this resells for. And again, I'm not interested in getting rid of her. It just fascinates me. Okay. I don't even know what she sells for. Moving on, we have Folklore. We have the 7-inch cardigan with the songwriting voice memo and Taylor's little cutesy note on the back. The gold 7-inch vinyl that I got off Taylor's site. Digging through my order history again, I found out that I paid $8 for this. Not even $10. $8. I don't even have, I still have 2 spare fingers. 9 and 10. It doesn't even make it. $8. This resales for $200 now. And I constantly search for the cabin and the candlelight one. And I remember thinking to myself, because there were so many Folklore variants coming out, there were colors across the board. I remember sitting in the Five Below parking lot going, okay, Rachel, pick a variant color. You're getting one. And it was a hide and seek one that I ended up grabbing, if anybody was curious. And when I do round 2 of this, we can always maybe make her the focal point to represent Folklore in that video. But my point is, there was so much merch coming out and I was being selective, and I'm so thankful that I grabbed the cardigan 7-inch vinyl. In hindsight, I remember seeing the cabin and the candlelight one on the site, and I said, well, I just bought this. I should have bought that one, because I hunt for that one all the time on vinyl, and yeah, she is just as high up there as this one. So I'm so thankful, so grateful that this was one of my merchandise choices. $8. Now it ranges from $175 to $200 on Mercari and eBay. Next up we have Evermore, and we're going to represent this era with the Never Be So Kind, You Forget to Be Clever, Never Be So Clever, You Forget to Be Kind tea towels. Now these, I dug through my order history once again. I bought these for $30 off Taylor's site. These now sell for $60 to $80, so they absolutely doubled in value, but it's not horrible in value. Okay, we're seeing a lot worse. We're seeing a lot worse here. If I really had this on my ISO list and I saw somebody list it for $60, I could probably justify that if it was like something I had been like hunting for, you know what I mean? But some of this other stuff, now I picked selectively. I picked like shirts and vinyl, like different things, so it wasn't just focused, so you can see like how it ranges. and what it like depends on, like the piece, the era. And like I said, this is the first ever video that I've done of this, but we're going to continue this series. And it's astounding to me. It is absolutely astounding to me. But yeah, so this doubled about in value, but not as horrible as some of the other values that I'm seeing. Okay. Next up, to represent Miss Midnights, and you guys know my heart and soul is with this album right here, okay? We all know Rachel loves Midnights. This is the Moonstone edition of Midnights, and it came with a signed photo of my love Taylor Swift, okay? I bought this at my local record store for $39.99. On resale prices right now, one just recently sold for $175. So that's definitely the jump. But with her autographs, that does not shock me. I was not shocked to see this, okay? Like, I was jarred out of my mind when I saw the price for that Reputation poster I showed you. And like the red book. And what shocked me most was those lapel pins, okay? Actually, no, I can't lie. Like, that Reputation poster rocked me. I said, what now? So anyways, this one didn't shock me as much, but I was still patting myself on the back for saying, I'm glad you got that when you did. The next one, I'm also saying that, okay, first of all, because this is one of my all-time favorite songs off the Tortured Poets department, and it screamed, uh-oh, my bank account's in trouble, as soon as I saw that the holiday merch dropped, and the first thing I saw was a Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus hoodie, and it says, this is called the Say You'll Always Wonder hoodie. I adore her. But as a Chloe or Sam or Sophia or Marcus stan, I knew I wanted this hoodie. This was not an option. There was so much merch being dropped, but this was being shipped to me, okay? I bought this off her site at Christmas this year for $75, and it's already on resale sites for $125 to $145. So it's about doubled. And that's just, I was honestly shocked by this one because it is such a recent merch piece that was dropped, and it's also Tortured Poets department. That is our most recent Taylor era, so that was very fascinating to me. It was very fascinating to me, even with like the earlier, like the newer eras, thinking, oh my god, they have skyrocketed so fast, right? Like, so fast. So that doubled. Evermore doubled. But anyways, yeah. The older merch, like the vintage, which is crazy and makes me feel ancient to say, but like Debut, Fearless, Speak Now, Red, I'd say up to honestly Reputation shocks me. Reputation merch is insane on resale sites. Insane, okay? I could not believe what I was seeing. I really just could not. And what I see mostly in Facebook groups. That is what astounds me the very most, is in the Facebook groups. Like what people are willing to pay, or what people are like listing their items for. I'm going, oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. So now we've gone through the 11 eras. So we're up to number 11, which leaves us 2 more merch pieces that I wanted to show you. And like I said in the beginning of this video, that could be graduation, Christmas, eras merch, a Taylor's version merch piece, just something that I feel like, let's look into her. What's up with her? What's going on with her, right? The first one that I picked was the Christmas Tree Farm tea towels. These were dropped in Christmas of 2023, and I grabbed these off her site, and I've never even, actually, yes I have. I just put them back in the bag. I was going to say I never even, but I definitely put these out. These I got off her site. One is red and green, and it has like doily material at the bottom. It says Christmas Tree Farm. The other one is white and says Christmas Tree Farm. So it's a set of 2, just like the Marjorie tea towels. These sold on her site for $35. And these are now selling on eBay for $80 to $100. I saw one sell for $80, but I also saw one sell for $100. So it's about right in there. Definitely more drastic than the Evermore tea towels, and that's why I wanted to put this as one of the bonus pieces, because I wanted to compare, okay, like the Marjorie ones compared to the Christmas ones. I wonder like what it's like. So definitely people are more looking for the Christmas Tree Farm ones, it looks like, than the Evermore Marjorie ones, but still nevertheless fascinating to me. And then what I picked was the class of 2022 graduation shirt. Let me tell you how happy I was when Taylor dropped class of 2022 merchandise, because I am a class of 2022 graduate from college, and that just made me so insanely happy. And I remember I did not grab it right away because I was a winter graduate. I graduated in the winter instead of the spring in 2022. But I didn't grab it when it came out, and I was so sad. But Taylor, she heard me, girl, because it randomly came back on the site, and I grabbed every piece that I could think of. Okay? Emma got me the sticker pack, which I thought was so sweet of her. I grabbed the long sleeve feel in 2022. I grabbed this t-shirt. I grabbed the crew neck. I was so happy with that timing, okay? Because I was honestly, I'll admit it, ready to pay resale, because it just was so meaningful to me. Like, I've loved Taylor for so long. And then to think, oh my God, I literally could get graduation merch with my graduation year on it, because my girlie got her doctorate in 2022 also. And like, I graduated and she got her honorary doctorate. That just makes me so happy. Like, okay, 2 graduating queens, and I just, as a Swiftie, needed this, okay? It was in my blood. But I got this ultimately off Taylor's site for $30. And you aren't going to believe this. It decreased in value. And this actually blew my mind, because to me, I feel like no matter what the merch piece is, if I don't have it in my collection, I want it in my collection. Just as somebody who has loved Taylor for so long, that was just my perspective of it. But I know how I felt personally about this collection, and when I didn't grab it immediately when it came out, I thought to myself, oh boy, you know, I wanted it so bad, because like I said, it's literally my graduation year. Come on. Like, it couldn't get any more iconic than that. Taylor Swift graduation merch. That's insane. If you guys want me to do a graduation merch collection, let me know, so I can show you like the whole collection from 2022, because graduation time's coming up, and so maybe that would be a good video. But this decreased in value. When I went to go look, I picked this piece and I said, okay, we'll do this one for like the bonus. It decreased to $20. It sells for about $20 on Mercari right now, and I was honestly shocked. Because of somebody, like I said, who was willing to, honestly, I was hunting for my size and everything when I missed out originally. And when I found out, okay, you are graduating in winter, listen to me. I was on a hunt. And when it dropped back on the site, I said, Taylor Swift, you heard me. Thank you. Yes, I was actually really shocked that it dropped in price. Like I said, because in my eyes, I don't get Taylor merch for the monetary value. I always get it for the sentimental. It's been that way since I was little, and it's still that way to me. But anything that's not that's not in my collection, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'd love to like have that and like adopt her. So I was shocked that the graduation merch actually went down in value. But if I wasn't a class of 2022 graduate, I'm thinking putting it in that perspective, and because it was kind of like, I don't know, and then I ended up graduating in winter, which was awesome. But I didn't grab it originally because I was still like, you know, iffy. But when it was locked in stone and I was a class of 2022 graduate, I said, oh boy, I want every single piece, you know? So I get that mindset too. But yeah, you guys, this was very interesting to me. Let me know what shocked you the most. And if you're ever curious about old merch pieces, or if you're curious about what they even retailed for, because it's really easy, except for that Archer shirt, to find resale prices. So it's very interesting to me to see what they were actually on the site for. And like I said, for a majority of these, I was able to find the retail price off her website. But for like the Love, Love, Love bracelet and the Fearless Tour shirt and like the lapel pins in red, all the way up from, let's see, red back, I had to use, like I said, the Taylor Swift archive and then TS merch on Tumblr. And let me just say, it was really fun going through that. So anyways, you guys, I love you guys so much. Comment down below what shocked you the most, and comment down below what merch piece you want me to talk about next in the next series. The next series number 2 upload of this. Let me know what merch piece from a specific era you might want me to look into. But I love you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video entertained you in some way, and I sincerely hope I see you, yes, you, in the next one. Bye, guys.